Oh yeah, now we live.
What?
Anyways, I didn't want his laptop giving me feedback. I'm on the mic. Anyways, what's up, people?
What up?
Hey, how's it going?
We're back for episode number 2. If you're joining us, go ahead, share, like, follow, subscribe, do all the good things. Get us out there.
You like wearing banana shirt?
Anyways, so tonight we are still looking for Tyler, friends. Still looking for Tyler. Where is he? Where is he? I don't know what happened to our friend Danzy here. Did she push buttons?
Yep.
Y'all are fired.
Fired.
Anyways, I'm Samantha, the host with the most.
I'm Adriana. Dora the Explorer. Forever.
Yeah, she be all over. She be all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know you ready to run them.
All right, let's hit our intro so we can move on with what we got going on tonight.
21. Search your card for a parking problem.
Ooh, that's my brother Tony Ultra. He be making all of our music, our beats. Got another good one later on in the show for y'all too.
Are you clicking buttons?
Shout out Tony Ultra. Yeah, Danzy, stop clicking buttons. No, she said her laptop died.
Oh.
My laptop died. I didn't even get a notification that it was going out, so I'm good.
You need the juice.
Now.
So, guys, this is our continuance from show number, I guess our first show number 2. We still looking for Tyler Weathersby. Anybody know where he is? Come on. Hop in our comments. Let us know. It's getting nice so we can get our booties out there looking.
Mm-hmm. Back to the ground.
Because we ain't going to freeze our butts off now.
Yeah, and I just want to welcome everybody back to episode 2. I'm excited to get into it tonight with my friends Sam and Dora over here. So I'm excited to tune in and get into it. And like Sam said, like, follow, share, comments. We love when people talk in the comments and bring up discussions. So feel free to come into the chat. And if you want to come on, come on.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say next. If you don't like what we got to say, come join us and set us straight. You heard? All right. The first thing on my list, I don't know what's on y'all list. First thing on my list is I just want to call his mama out because that lady allegedly knows what's going on and she's still trying to play stupid in our face. I don't like that.
I like that.
As my husband always says, I don't like that. If you know, you know.
Janine and Mona are the same person. They have similar behavioral characteristics. Defending their name. They know the most about Tyler, but they don't know the important stuff. Like, to me, they're just the same person.
Yeah, it kind of seems like a lot of mirrored things. And yeah, I agree totally. Because what happened the day before and the day of when he went missing is so important. And those were two of the people who were directly around him the most.
It's almost like they say Mona's off of a script, but it's almost like they're all going off script.
Yeah, if you read like the posts and you listen to like the videos that they're putting out there, they definitely all sound very similar and they use a lot of the same words.
Mhm.
And I just feel like are you guys like you guys don't talk to each other. You told the whole community here that you guys don't speak to each other. So
That's
where
a
are we
shame.
getting the same words?
Mm-mm-mm.
Apparently she knows what happened to Tyler. That's she the one that was telling the whole community that he was out there trying to be in Freemason, aka Illuminati.
Why drag it out then? Why would you have not brought that to the awareness in the beginning? That's if you had that information, why?
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Yeah, I agree. She just kind of didn't she didn't really tell the public though, did she? I think she told someone else and they let it slip. Is what I got.
The weirdest game, Big Brother. For real.
Literally. The next thing on my list is go ahead, Danzy.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
I was just gonna say the next thing on my list is the Young Kings. We have been told by multiple people that we need to call them out. So anyone know anything about the Young Kings?
They're like an extension of 3D, right? Is there only certain people qualified to go into what qualified?
Yes.
I don't know, y'all. These are the questions that we need answered.
I think it's a smaller group. I'm not sure if you have to have a certain qualification or not. Maybe you have to graduate from your programs. So I'm sure if you have to graduate or if you can just go into that group, I would assume since it's more intimate, you would have to be more hand selected, I would say, is kind of the way I see it.
Is that where all the secrets lie?
I need to know these secrets.
Is there an age range for the Young Kings?
Yeah.
Do you notice? Is it like particularly like 18 to 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like their age demographic is there.
I think it's maybe even younger than 18.
I said
I swear that there were high schoolers in there.
Vulnerable years.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, I don't know if the people that are in the young, I don't know if the people who are in the Young Kings are in high school. I think they are maybe over 18. I'm not sure, but I do know that the Think 3D Culture and all of those people do go into high schools and do teach them their thyself way of elevating and thinking per se.
Is that what we're calling it?
I mean,
I commented on some posts, but did you guys catch that video of like somebody was saying that there was like a sex offender in that group?
Yes. It checks out. I checked.
I wonder if it is like, is it part of like the justice program, the reform or whatever?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Within like working within the community, like are they a part of working within the community or are they just like graduates of it? How does
maybe that's what it is. I guess we don't know.
I missed part of it because it was coming in.
She said,
this, how do we find that information of like how it works? Because I can't ask the members.
I don't think they'll take too kindly to us. Anybody in the comments know how this works? How do you get to be in the Young Kings group? I'm sure there's a few people that know how. What do? They elevate their thinking, babe. They elevate.
Well, they hang out with like the more high ranking of Sioux Falls per se, right? They deal with more of the uppers.
Yep. They get to hang out with people that have some authority, and they get to elevate their thinking in the world. And I'm sure they do. What's that? They be talking about entrepreneurship, but in like the weirdest way. Oh, Culture Cove. They probably out at Culture Cove doing all those things.
I just be thinking about, what did I say? Pastors, pimps, and politics.
That's the one. Pastors, pimps, and politics. Is this what we want our young children doing? I don't know, friends. I don't know. All right. Well, if anyone has more information, let us
It's
know.
giving greenwashing.
No, you didn't.
I want to say,
Just saying.
brainwash is on the verge, because it goes back to the way that they challenge your thinking. It's a target audience that I've noticed that they work with, a certain age group that happen to be within vulnerable years. And a lot of times they will challenge your thinking versus helping you dig at the roots. They challenge the thinking. Mind is so uncomfortable, you end up going into this submission of agreeing.
Yeah. But this is
Like
what
some
we
of the
want our youth.
that I've seen from these mentors or these leaders, it was never a response. It was a challenging what you're questioning them. It's almost like reverse psychology, a manipulation tactic. It's never answering what you're asking. It's making you feel foolish for asking the question that you asked them.
Right. Like they had one lady that deactivated all her social media. We all had to go check on that lady because that was crazy. That was crazy.
That's sad.
Hey, Tammy.
Yeah. And I think when the initial video was posted in reference to Tyler in the beginning, it was you had to have the courage to speak to those type of people, I think is how that was worded.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it?
I forgot about that video.
Yep, if you had the courage, pull up on him and
To approach. Yeah.
That's crazy. You need courage to approach.
That's not a leader. Why do you need courage to approach like a pillar in your community? That's not giving you a safe place
At all.
That's giving go, and you're challenging my authority.
Hey, Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
Tammy, what
Ben
up?
Neese,
Next time you gonna be here. Laura, is that the guy that's the sex offender? Or is that the guy that be in charge? Well, anyways, we got a new segment for you all. Yeah. Oh, so Ben Neese is the sex offender guy. Thanks, Laura.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we got our new segment, so we gonna hit it off. We got our little intro, and then I'm gonna give it to Dora the Explorer herself.
Said I got that feeling and I just can't let it go. My eyes can't see it, somehow it still shows. I know there's time for me to finally be what I can be for sure. And if they ask if I knew I belong, it was a feeling in my soul. Gas up the black Suburbans.
Oh, that song be making me want to dance.
I was
love it.
jamming. I swear I was.
Shout out Tony Ultra.
Yep. Shout out.
All right, Adriana, tell us what you got for us tonight.
So a lot of people have reached out to me because they know that I was having dreams, which when I said something was drawing me into this case was because I was dreaming about the case prior to his disappearance, and I've been trying to piece these puzzles together. And some of the people connected to this case have confirmed the dreams, but I'm just going to share some of the most prominent and recent ones and see if they connect for anybody. Shout out to Pedro and his family because they were the very first dream, and they are the ones that actually warned me that this is going to be a spiritual warfare. So Janine and Mona both know that it was spiritual warfare. They didn't tell anybody that, so that's crazy to recruit all of these people unknowingly to get into a spiritual warfare is dangerous and crazy. My second one was the glasses prescription wasn't ready. And when I code that glasses prescription, it makes me think of the eye that they always use, the all-seeing eye. And it was, we were taking, there was somebody in the passenger seat and we were taking him somewhere. And I had noted that it was about a girl at 8:30. And it made me think about how Greg had a missed call at 8:03. And the place that we had took him was a divide. There was something between, it was between a gallery / theater and a church. And everything was white. And then my next dream was a man that had on blue pants with the word ticket written on them. And he had met with 6 other men. And I had the number 508 written. And when I look up 508 in Sioux Falls, that happens to be Top Hat. And it's also connected to, so it's if you look up the address 508, there's a church, Top Hat bar, and then the Masonic building. So I thought that was interesting because in this dream I also had, it was all the same building. It was just divided into different spots. My next dream was I was watching some type of movie or documentary outside of a weird Foot Locker shoe store that had a cage over the door with a timer. And the man left behind a logo design, which makes me think of Wake or the Roses. And then he went into the shoe store, but as we were going into the shoe store, as we walked around, it turned into a funeral home. So that was interesting to me too, because I believe, wasn't he a part of a shoe store, or he was like,
he's like a co-founder, right?
Yeah. And didn't Greg paint that shoe store too?
I mean, from what we found out, yeah.
My other dream.
Yeah, he painted the mural in the shoe store.
My other dream was, you know those little tricycles that the Shriners ride on? The little baby one? I rode one of those all the way across the state to meet dinner with 3 girls, or a woman with her 3 kids. And I also had noted the number 102. And it was a building with all black windows and scrolls on it. And when you look up Lodge 102, it is, I think it's the Waterloo Lodge for Freemasons. So that was interesting because I believe when I was riding my tricycle, I was riding across maybe Iowa.
Hold on. Laura, are you talking about the tricycle dream or are you talking about which dream? Okay, you can go. And when Laura comes back, we'll answer her question.
Okay. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I also, evergreens were taunting me so much. It was evergreen everything. When I look and research into evergreens, there's a lodge, I believe, called Evergreen, but evergreen is also a ritual within Freemasonry. Oh, I missed my favorite one. There was one where there was a man in a white cloth being carried up some tight steps by 3 women. And when you look up Freemasonry, there's I don't know if it's like a level or what, but it's called the Winding Steps. And it's a part of Freemasonry. So to have these 3 women carrying up, because isn't the shower cloth white that's missing supposedly? This man carrying him up tight steps. I was like, the winding steps make sense to me.
Okay, so Laura wants to know when you had the shoe store dream. That was a while ago, wasn't it?
All of these were initially August and September.
Okay. That's what I thought.
I can message her the day. I want to say the shoe store was September, but I will double check and message her. Another one was there was a shark trying to eat a surfboard, and that made me think of like a loan shark possibly. And again, we were in divided rooms, but in these divided rooms, there was a little baby sitting by itself, and he had to make a choice. And then it jumped over to going to a meeting with a man, and I was so concerned about being late for this meeting that was really close to the house, but I just couldn't make it on time. There's several dreams with left turns, gravel roads. I've had the court, the judge, jury trials. I've had dreams about tribal checks, tribal lands, rituals. I've had dreams about drugs being given to people and trying to stop it.
And all the water dreams.
Oh, yes. I didn't have any of those written down for this. I've had dreams about phone recordings, hotel, some of the dreams I have told Mona about, like the infidelity, her going to Florida. I dreamed about her going to Florida before she went to Florida. But my two favorite dreams is in Janine's Zoom. I believe it was his sister. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. But she mentioned something about ducks. Can anybody confirm that his sister mentioned something about Tyler when he was younger and ducks? In this dream, I'm protecting a little duck from a big black cobra snake. And I looked over this body of water that I was trying to help the duck into, and I seen a huge billboard with the letter T, and it was flashing lights saying "Bridge the Gap." So I thought that was really interesting.
That's very interesting.
The one that everybody is most curious about was I had a dream of Tyler in the Dollar Tree, and this was way before he went missing. I had to go back and find it. Backstory. I walked away from this case in October, and there had to be a surfacing of a recording, and somebody messaged me and said, you have to come hear this. You have to come hear this. And it was about Tyler being in the Dollar Tree the day before he went missing. So this dream was, I seen Tyler in the dollar store, and he was trying to hide. He was embarrassed from somebody. He was trying to run away from them. In this recording that the detective and the PI both have, they will confirm that he was in the dollar store trying to run away from somebody. And I think that debunks him being crazy, because I'm not going to go into details, but I have 2 to 3 years on the back end with Nipsey Hussle, and that name happened to be mentioned prior to his disappearance. So I think that completely debunks he was mentally unstable. He very much knew what he was talking about. He was very much afraid of somebody. And I think that goes back to Janine saying that his behavior abruptly changed. And it makes me question, if Mona was afraid of somebody, why did you not ask who put the fear of God in this man? Who scared him so much that he was acting irrational? Neither Janine nor Mona questioned who he was so afraid of. And that was not the first time that he had seen that man. He had seen him 6 months prior to that time before his disappearance.
Okay, so we would like to know if anybody knows who this man's scared of. Let us know, because we've been trying to figure it out.
The
We are
reoccurring
missing some
thing
pieces.
within that, the man that he's seen the day before he disappeared and he was afraid of, he mentioned angel investor, devil, and money. And he mentioned the same thing 6 months ago. So there was a pattern in here. And for neither Janine nor Mona to get a woman's intuition, a spidey sense that he was fearing of somebody.
Right. So, Adriana, Deb Woods, she wants to know, who is Dora the Explorer? Is she a psychic?
I'm just a dreamer.
Yeah. She just dreams. She literally is out there in the astro doing the Lord's work. Doing the Lord's work in the astros.
Dreaming and connecting.
Dreaming and connecting.
And
Yep.
it's I really like that Bridge the Gap decided to repost Tamian's topic on Nipsey Hussle, because I reached out to Mona about this topic, and then the next day I haven't seen Tamian mention Nipsey Hussle in the whole 6 months of this case, but after I mentioned it to Mona, it becomes a reoccurring thing. And it was just the irony of me having Bridge the Gap in my dream and then Nipsey Hussle, and they both he just reposted his Nipsey Hussle story with Bridge the Gap. I was just like, alignment.
Alignment, yes. Taunting or alignment? What are we going with? I feel like he's trying to taunt people, but what do we know? Anyways,
Can we explain what bridging the gap is?
Pool tables are also another reoccurring thing within the dream, is silver coins, casinos, bars, divided rooms, concerts, phone recordings. Yeah, I think that's all. But there's more dreams. It's just I feel like these are the ones that stuck out to me the most.
They're good ones. But I agree, Danzy. Let's tell the people what bridging the gap is. I'll let you do that because they love Danzy.
From what I understand, bridging the gap is just another one of their entities or businesses that's all connected with their kind of like umbrella businesses. So just another way for them to come up with a way to make money, I guess, is kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah, so they go bridging the gap is the one that they go into the prisons, right?
No.
Yes.
Is it?
No.
Oh,
I think
you're making me question my sanity.
But I think if you dig into Bridge the Gap,
There's too many.
if you dig into Bridge the Gap, I don't have it on hand, but it was like, if you look who is the chair funder of Bridge the Gap, it's a ex 3D member or a prior 3D member. So it's like
They connected.
that.
Yeah, they connected.
Okay.
All right, so I really want to talk about the behavior, the psychological behaviors that are going on. I'm going to let Adriana tell us about, how do you say that word? Cognitive dissonance? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, cognitive dissonance. I kind of touched on it earlier, where they kind of find their target audience, and then they will challenge your thinking, and it'll challenge you and put you on the spot, and psychologically, when your mind gets challenged, it becomes uncomfortable until you want to naturally soothe your mind, into a balance. So you end up agreeing with things, regardless if you actually really agree, but it's just more in the moment to give your mind that peace, because it's uncomfortable, it's triggered in the moment. And that's where I go back to where they challenge your questioning, instead of answering you or giving you a response. And it's not just that everything in life. There is good and bad. It's just dependent on how you use it. And I feel like this is being used negatively because it's pressuring you into changing your thought patterns and the way you think and view things versus digging at the root to understand why you even begin to think that way or understand that way. Because a lot of times when you just try to put the Band-Aid over something, you're going to crash out because you didn't go to the root issue. And that's why that fake positivity is dangerous.
That's so true.
One of the things, if you look into it, one of the things is when you're being challenged, when your mind is being challenged with these questions, avoidance. It makes me think about how they talk about going on the offense or whatnot and not responding. But another key note of that is avoiding things. So avoiding the community's questions and concerns is one of those tactics.
Yeah. I don't like when they respond to the community's questions like with things that don't make sense. Like, we didn't even ask you that.
I think I've caught on early, and I've noticed with prior members and current members, there is that target age group of between 20 and 30. And what a lot of people don't know is between the ages like 27 to 32, it depends. You go through a Saturn return, and what that is where your life kind of flips upside down. You reevaluate things. Everything's up for review and reflection, course correction. And if you have the wrong mentor around you during those times, you're in a double vulnerable spot because you're already at the low end of things. And then you have somebody that's not necessarily guiding you properly into the root of the thing. More of a quick fix and fast track is dangerous.
Right. Brandon said, has the mom avoided questions? Yeah, that lady avoid questions all the time. Or she'll like tell half the truth or leave like details out.
One of my with her Zoom or her live that she did the other night, did anybody that? So everybody came at Mona crazy for reporting this Tyler missing 24 hours later. But did y'all catch Janine say her and Greg decided to do the same thing, to wait a little bit because they didn't know
in case he was at his friends?
The friends that she don't know anything about and all of this. That shit was weird to me. You wait 4 hours because he might be with his friends or his mentor, but then you're also bashing these friends and these mentors, and you don't come to Sioux Falls because you don't know these people. But the people that are finding information aren't from Sioux Falls or don't know these people either. So what are we doing?
Circles.
The math is not math. What about the wife? Oh, that lady never answers questions. Or she'll be like, "Oh, you're so evil." That's her line. "You're so evil. This is my real life."
Well, I mean, 2 of the 3 of us are, or maybe all blocked. I'm not sure. We might all
Oh
be
yeah, I
blocked.
can't see what. Yeah. Fuck them. Anyways, I shout out to the PI that thinks he's doing something, trying to tell us that the whole city has a foliada. If you don't know what that is, apparently we are all delusional.
That was great.
That was a good read, yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys want that link, let me know. I'll drop it in the comments.
Oh yeah, drop that up there. Drop that in the comments.
Speaking of the PI, I want to bring awareness and attention to and I'm going to speak on behalf of a lot of people. There have been people that have reached out to the PI. There have been people that reached out to the detective because they are experiencing weird things. There are people that are missing information off of their phone, and it's not 1 or 3. There's a large amount of people that are missing things connected to this case off of their phones, their iClouds, their desktops. There are people that are experiencing weird phone calls, weird text messages. People, shout out to the man that was walking around my house in 80 degrees with the winter coat on and the hoodie with all tied up nicely. That was real cute. So people are actually experiencing things the closer or more that they speak on this case. But what I've also have gotten back is that people have tried to reach out to the PI and the detective about these things, and they're getting no response. So I'm going to be a safe place. If you're experiencing things, reach out to me. But I think it's bring it to awareness that there are more than 10 people that are experiencing things.
Yeah, and also apparently the members of Think 3D are out here threatening people, and that's not cool. You guys are supposed to be pillars of the community, and you're out here threatening people for trying to find a man that's missing. That's wild. That's diabolical, really.
That's telling.
And shout out to whoever made that call on me about Nipsey, because it's definitely showing up in my field too. That phone call was made. So, but I'm still gonna tell the truth.
And that's the thing. We're only here to tell the truth and get this information out. I don't know none of these people. I'm not connected to any of this. I just don't think it's right that this man is missing and nobody is trying to find him, or nobody that should care to find him is trying to find him. Oh, apparently my 6-year-old said he's going to go find him for us. Don't you guys worry.
Good.
You know, what's crazy is when we were doing searches, like there were people that brought their kids to go out and search, regardless of, you know, what could have been discovered. There was little kids out there searching for Tyler. And shout out to their parents and them, because it was needed.
Somebody got to help find this man. Sorry, I'm trying to find this.
Tammy said, can we talk about how quiet everyone's been since a group of us got the boot?
Oh Lord.
I think I mostly got the boot because I was telling Mama to take some PTO to come to Sioux Falls.
Oh, Danzy was right.
Yeah, Danzy got booted.
I don't understand if there is, you know, things that are correlating, lining up. There is, you know, proof and evidence that's matching what we're saying. Why are we so in the wrong about it? Like,
that's what I want to know. Why y'all
You're crazy, delusional.
Why are y'all out here acting like that when if we're telling the truth, you should want the truth out for your homeboy, right?
I would not want friends like them. That's all I'm gonna say.
May that energy never find us.
Yeah, I mean, I still can't wrap my head around the fact that you ain't never been to the city where your son went missing. I don't know. That to me just it's unimaginable for me.
I almost feel like on that live that she did the other day, I definitely was trying to shoot some shots, talking about what am I going to go do? Stand on a corner in a city I don't know and hold a sign and pray? Is that like, did nobody else take that as a shot or disrespect to the people that actually did? There was people that actually drove to that city hours to stand on that corner and bring awareness to your missing son, and you made a mockery of it. Like, that's crazy work.
As a woman of God, as a what does she call herself? What's that word she be using?
High priestess.
Prophetess. Yeah, a prophetess. I'm sorry. You're mad that we were on the corner praying for your son to come home and praying.
That there's people that don't know that city. They don't know anybody. They're not from there, and they are traveling to that city to find your son. Does she realize that?
What did Laura just say? Laura deals with missing people all the time. What'd she say? That's what missing persons do. That's what they family do.
What is?
But I ain't seen none of them here. Go to where they're missing and try to search for them and stuff like that.
I just feel really sorry for Tyler because I feel like his mentors failed him, the closest people to him, with his family not being here physically. The closest people failed him. He knew them. He knew Think 3D. He knew Young Kings. He knew people with his connections. They all have digital creator on their profiles. They all speak out all the time. They make multiple videos, multiple content. They are making multiple content all the time. And it's just so sad. And my heart truly breaks for Tyler because nobody close to him showed up for him. And still, they're not. They're still not. And we're on the latter part of over half a year. Over half a year, this man has been missing. And the only people who are truly advocating for him and trying to dig deep and trying to connect the dots and speak the truth. We speak the truth. These people don't like that. These people don't like that when you speak the truth. They don't like that. They don't like us. They don't like that we're saying this. We're putting ourselves out there for Tyler more than anybody, really. We're speaking truths that people don't want to speak. So it's just really hard for me I really hope if I ever went missing that I would have people who would show up on a corner for me and pray. Or, Brandon
said he's burning down the city for you.
I would hope that people would be looking for me and my family would come. I just would be devastated. If nobody showed up for me, or even my kids, my kids that are, no matter what the circumstances are, I don't know. It's just crazy. I just can't wrap my head around it. That's
like last time we had a podcast, when we got done, I had to block someone because they were out here telling people that we were just trying to make money off of Tyler and we were out here this is for our entertainment purposes. And I'm just like, girl, what? Because when did you ever get any of that?
Wait a minute. We've been working this case for free for months.
Since the day you went missing.
Yeah.
Even
the day.
This is for awareness. This is for people to open your eyes to truly what you're believing in and what these vulnerable kids are getting led into. It's time for us to open our eyes and save people, save their soul, save them. That's what it is. Look at Tyler. We're here to stop that cycle.
And only Mona and Janine and a few others are going to understand what I'm saying. But I want to call them out because they both knew that Tyler was gifted and advanced, and they know how he was gifted and advanced. And with that comes an automatic target on your back, and neither one of you protected him. And you know exactly what I'm talking about and what I mean by that. And that's just it's bullshit. And y'all both know it.
Exactly, Tammy. If we ain't, who is? I want to touch on what Deb said because that's so true, Deb. I don't know if you saw any comments or anything about when Think 3D snapped and made one of the ladies go off the grid. They literally referred to Tyler as a man that they've had coffee with. A man that they've had coffee with. Who would want to search for a man that they were having coffee with? I'm sorry. That man was in businesses with them. He had been in pictures with them, opening businesses and nonprofits since 2020. I went all the way back to 2020 and found him in pictures and business deals with them. But they want to refer to this man as a man they had coffee with?
Sounds
and I even think that people were having him do videography for some big businesses. Some big business people were having Tyler in their presence. So I don't think it was just a man you were having coffee with.
At all. And y'all can't even advocate for this man. Like, that's so sad.
It's crazy. You had
Like,
a
you
whole
can't make
ribbon
money off of
cutting.
him now?
You had a whole ribbon cutting for a business that wasn't even in Sioux Falls. You could have reached all the people down south. I mean, it's just crazy. It's
And not
crazy.
one mention of this man, and he was involved in that project.
He'd been
Like
there.
that, right? But it's a man that they had coffee with.
Yeah.
I cannot.
He was good for them until he stopped making the money.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I was questioning who gets into the Young Kings group, because when you go back to targeted groups, are these people that have really great potential and gifts and they can excel in certain things and they just need that that loan shark to extend their hand to help them get where they need to go to climb that ladder? Is that how this works? Because I noticed a drastic difference in the people that reviewed the Culture Cove versus the beginning, their initial one, versus the second one. Why are you not working more with, the lower end, the low incomes of the struggling? You're working with the prison system, but where's like the homeless and all of that?
Yep. Oh, Deb, we don't get us started on Mona's mom. Don't get us started there. That lady crooked too. That's a story for another day. That is a story for another day.
But I think she was also around when he went missing, because wasn't she watching the kids or I don't know. I don't know. I thought she was around that day he went missing. So can't count her out either.
That brings me to our next little bullet point in my notes. The groupies at the house the day after. Well, I guess technically, is it the day he went missing? The group
day after.
The day after.
I think. Day after. Because they didn't call for
24 hours.
He went missing. Yep. It would have been the 5th.
I know.
What?
It's the dream I want to talk about because it's going to prove what we're talking about. But one of the 3D members, this would have been in September, showed up in my dreams, and they were warning me to be careful, to not dig into this, that I was going into a danger zone and that I needed to be worried about the richest people in Sioux Falls. And it was a member of 3D. And I was like, huh. And they were in I don't know if it was a library or something, but they were working on books. And I was like, interesting. So it was kind of like the warning within the warning. Thought that was interesting too. For not knowing anybody, that was a weird dream.
That's weird. Yeah, Deb, hit us up. We'll go to coffee with you. As long as we don't go missing afterwards. Oh, my husband said I better not. But let's talk about these groupies for a second, because I want to know how the hell they found these random people to be at their house the day after her husband's missing, doing seances or whatever the hell they was doing. And somehow these certain groupies, we won't name them for our safety reasons. We don't need them to come find us. My husband's in the background talking.
So in the dream, with the 508 and the 6 men, in that dream, I was with 3 men and they were with 3 men. So was there 3 men from Mona's side of the family, and then there was 3 men from the Think 3D that was there?
Yeah.
There was? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. I know our good old friend Bobby was there. That's the only one I can confirm, because I already called him out last time.
I think there was actually, I'm trying to think of how many people were there. How many people were there? Do you remember?
Oh, Ashley, Bonnie,
Because that's not when everybody came over, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not for the fire.
Because there was one day where like
people
she
in the
invited
house.
everyone over.
That would have been the day after. Yeah, that's when she put that Facebook post up, like, "Oh, everybody come to my house."
Okay.
Oh, I don't know where my
Or are we missing a day in there? Maybe we're missing a day in there. No.
that was a question I had regarding the 6 men, was that there was 3 from one side and 3 from another. So I'm like 3 from Mona's side, 3 from Think 3D with 6 men. And you know what 6 plus 1 missing man equals? 7.
7. That goes into our next thing. I don't want to put this
Not
baby
the-
out on blast because I don't do that. These kids don't deserve that shit. But shout out to the kids. I hope they're safe. I hope they're loved. I hope they're surviving, and I hope that they are getting everything that they deserve in life, because those kids don't deserve any of this. And at the end of the day, they have to go through this, and it's crazy to me.
I hope there's counseling, because I can promise you complex post-traumatic stress is very real, and they are very young to be having it.
Yeah. Yep. But that brings us to our next point. I just want to touch on this because what we've discovered through voice notes, talking to people, hearing stories about what's been going on, the baby's birth. There was how do you say that word? A deity? A
deity?
Yeah, there you go. A deity at the birth, right? That was the same one that Tyler claimed to have seen in Dollar Tree, right?
Oh no, a deity is like a spirit or a god. So you think Odin is a deity.
Oh.
This is a physical person that.
Oh,
twice.
okay. But they're like evil, right? I'm not just making that up. Did I just make that up?
It was because we're aware of what deity that they're working. Shout out to Odin. We've had some good times lately. Shout out to y'all for sending it my way. But no, there was a mention of somebody that what you're going through is you're talking about sacrifice, of mentioning being him sacrificing himself for 7, correct?
Right. But then someone gave one of the kids money at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And that was supposedly the same person that he saw at the Dollar Tree the day before he disappeared, right?
I'm assuming because of the words that were mentioned: angel investor, devil.
Right.
Both of those were reoccurring within that time frame.
Okay. So I didn't make that up. Just don't have all the details right. That's right.
There's a lot of details.
There is a lot of details. All right, ladies.
I don't need my
anything that
handy
you guys
notebook.
want to. You need a handy dandy notebook. Maybe.
I mean, I have one, but I don't have it next to me.
Is there anything that I did not touch on that we want to talk about? I feel like Adriana probably has something in her handy dandy notebook.
No, I winged it with these notebooks in front of me. If anybody in the bro code wants to help us so we shut the fuck up already, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Yes. I just told the ladies earlier, like, I'm ready to move on to the next topic, but I can't because stuff keeps coming to us. I can't move on until
I have one. So I had other people reach out to me with dreams, because we all know I'm dreaming heavily about this over here. And one of the things is, so there's spiritual warfare has been addressed. And with that comes trickster spirits. And there's been a couple people that have reached out to me, and they're all saying the exact same thing. So that lets me know that it is a trickster spirit, but they are seeing Tyler in their dreams, and he's saying that, tell them I'm okay. Tell them I'm okay. I'm where I want to be. But he's not looking like he's okay. And those are signs of a trickster spirit. And then there's also a lot of trees that people are seeing in their dreams, and with the deity Odin, he is associated with trees. So those two things are connected to like the trickster of like trying to convince people that they had a dream Tyler was okay, so that they would let this go, you know, like contain the case, close it out.
Yeah. That's crazy that everybody's basically seeing the same thing. Even if you guys don't dream, you might have dreams about this, because this is a very deep spiritual warfare that certain people, Janine and Mona, have decided to allow people to open their minds and their spirits to this. Like, this is a very dangerous game. As if our world doesn't have enough spiritual warfare as it is. They're just allowing these people to just throw themselves to the wolves for Tyler when they already knew what it was. They've known what it was this entire time.
But that energy harvesting where you don't tell them, because then you have all of these people that are giving your energy to, you know, look for him, find him, dig in these holes. And it's giving the energy away so that they can transmute it into, you know, their favor. Energy harvesting has been around for all of time, and it is definitely being used in this case. I know that Think 3D or somebody, they like to say harnessing, but we should learn the difference between harnessing and harvesting, because harvesting is happening.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that we have come to the end. Well, they come to the end of my bullet points anyways. I really thought that we would be on this show for like 3 hours tonight. But we did it quick. We was talking quick tonight. If anybody wants to break bro code and come talk to us so we can shut up, come on. If you guys don't like what we're talking about, come on the show. Tell me, set me straight. I wish you would. I dare you to. Again, like, follow, subscribe. Come on down to the show.
They're quiet long enough, you know, people will just give up and let it go. And I do think that it will be years before there's some type of like body discovery, but they just think that if you're quiet long enough or you run them in enough circles, people are going to give up. But we obviously have to be really close to something if people are experiencing things. And I'm not even just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for the people that have reached out to me. We have to be touched. They've got to be getting a little warm in the kitchen if we're trying to use intimidation tactics.
Yeah, they're definitely using intimidation tactics for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what they got going on, but if we're not going to be quiet about this. So,
where's Tyler?
Where is Tyler, friends? Where is he? That's the day-old question.
I think it's just easier to just get the truth. There's so many people that aren't telling the truth that could be telling the truth instead of dragging this out, because all you're doing is having people start digging into every crack and crevice, you know, and so you're bringing down a whole group of people versus just one person going in and telling the truth.
That's all it takes, one person.
At a one fall guy, you got to have 15 of them.
Yeah, because their fall guy ain't doing her job there. All right, y'all. That's all for us tonight. We make sure you check us out on Saturday for the family barbecue. Oh yeah, we got Unhinged on Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. We all know our man's Mike be unhinged AF. Okay.
I'm surprised he didn't get on here.
I know, right?
I know. He
Where's Mike?
No, he wasn't even in the comments. Man.
He's mad.
Oh,
you big man? Oh, you big man?
Little man.
Little man. He's gonna hear my mouth after this. Oh,
yeah, I just want to say thank you too to everybody thank you to everyone who comes on here, watches, comments, and gets engaged with us. It just really means a lot to actually have a conversation with, not just amongst ourselves, to engage with the community and everybody who's following as well. So yeah, if you have any comments, even if you watch this later, we'll try to get back to you and comment back. So we appreciate y'all taking the time to watch and listen, and hopefully we will maybe have some people come forward with some info.
I hope so. All right. See y'all next time.
Bye.
Searching hard for a parking problem.